So Asian Paints is the leading coatings player in the Indian marketplace. We have a substantial business in both the decorative coatings market as well as the industrial market, and we've been a leader since for almost 40 years plus, and we continuously deliver newer, more innovative solutions to the marketplace. And Asian Paints has been having a history of using IT probably in a more significant way for delivering greater value to our customers in the marketplace. Clearly, our go-to market is a little different than what traditional supply chain companies do. We go direct to the mom and pop retailers. We have about 25,000 direct customers who buy our products on a daily basis. They in turn resell them to home users or contractors or painters in the marketplace. So that's the decorative model. As far as the industrial model is concerned, it's direct to the OEMs who essentially paint the products, as well as to large contractors who sort of contract paint the products for the OEMs. So a specific supply chain problem is the fact that we have a large number of SKUs. We deal with about 1,200 plus SKUs that we plan on a regular basis, and many more that we sort of make on a made-to-order basis regularly. We distribute those products to about 80 offices or 80 sales locations, which in turn service the 25,000 retailers. So if you look at that supply chain, it's a pretty complex, large supply chain. We manufacture products at 5 manufacturing locations owned by the company, as well as several toll manufacturers which make specialty or low-end finishes out there. So integrating this into an entire whole such that we can deliver products to our customers without holding a large amount of inventory and managing that cash cycle is pretty critical for our business. This partnership is 10 years old, and the initial partnership began when I2 was able to clearly demonstrate to us via the supply chain opportunity assessment that if we chose the solution with the high-level metrics that were done before choosing the solution out there, we would be able to sort of pay for the solution with 1 full year of use. I think the continued partnership was built on that fact that we indeed delivered that value. In fact, we surpassed it. So if you were to look at Asian Paints results, we had a debt equity ratio of 0.4:1. We are a debt-free company. We paid for international acquisitions, and we are about probably 4 times the size that we were when we began the partnership with I2. So in that sense of the word, we've completely sort of used our advantage on inventory management, on supply chain to really build an organization that is much stronger, leverages skills and strengths to go in the marketplace. As far as the products and the processes that are enabled by I2's technologies, clearly we begin the process in our decorative business in terms of doing annual sales forecasting, and we run an annual planning process on I2 supply chain engines. But as far as the monthly process is concerned, we have a demand forecasting exercise which is completed by a sales unit, and then there is a consensus forecasting meeting between all the constituents of the supply chain as well as the sales and marketing team, and they agree on a consensus forecast. And all of this is enabled on the demand planning or demand management functionality from I2 Technologies. The next stage is you take the entire forecasting model and push it into the supply chain planning engine or the SEP engine, and we clearly use that engine to do master planning. Master planning is an exercise where we figure out which products can be made in which manufacturing plants based on certain constraints of capacity, certain constraints on environmental requirements we've got, as well as certain key raw materials being input as part of the master planning model. So clearly this is the most critical model, so to speak. It delivers the solution of how little an inventory you need to produce to meet the expectations of service and safety stock. Then we also run the distribution planning on the same supply chain planning tool. It gives the daily sort of distribution plan from the same model, so to speak, but with different constraints. We also use the factory planner model, one of I2's sort of oldest products in that sense of the word. But it's clearly used to look at what raw material and packing material inventory we would require, whom we would source it from, and what formulations we would use to make the materials from, and it clearly delivers that solution on a continuous basis. And we also use I2's scheduling engine for weekly schedules at our manufacturing locations on a machine by machine or a unit by unit basis in that sense of the word. So this is the entire set of suite of products that we use for our decorative business out there. We also use some custom-made order management solutions along with some supply chain models on the SAP engine for our industrial business, which is a very different made-to-order business out there. So these are all the solutions that we use from the core I2 products that we've got. We also have used the platform to build all the processes for linking all these models up. And finally, we use some integration technology, AI and ETL tools to link all of the four models with the SAP solution, which helps us in sort of taking planning to execution and tying it really in out there. I can say that the promises made in that first supply chain opportunity assessment, which is delivery of the value of the products we bought within a year, I think that was achieved and we moved beyond that. If you look at the number of days of inventory, in 99 we operated about 56 days of finished goods inventory. We are down to using on an average about 30 days of inventory today. So that's a fairly significant reduction that we've seen. At the supply chain level, there's been a very significant change. At the corporate level, if you were to look at the cash that we've generated from the improvements that we've done in supply chain, they've been pretty significant. One significant thing would have been the initial release of cash when we reduced the inventory. But you must also understand that we've grown this business 4 times. So that cash has sort of multiplied in that sense that we are now operating a fairly large business, which is 4 times the size, at probably lesser inventory than what we operated 10 years back in that sense of the word. So that's been a big achievement that we've got as a company. Our model is to be at competitive retailers, and our ability to get the right product in time at the right place has clearly differentiated us from competition and allows us to retain a very large share of the business.